Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Tanya Penny, occupational therapist, vibrant body and abundant life coach, and author of Connect with the Divine You. And this month in our community, we are diving into the very important key of living your passions and your purpose. So first I want to just start with, why is it important? Why is it so important that we make time to do what we truly love and also to acknowledge or discover what our purpose is and then fully live it? So in a nutshell, like all of the keys, if we are out of alignment or balance with this piece or this key, it can lead to health issues. A lot of people maybe have depression because they've stuffed and not fully lived their passions and purpose. Maybe you have a lot of anger, resentment. Maybe you actually have a physical illness in your body. You can have GI issues. When we're not fully living our passions and purpose, we might have issues in our lower extremities, our legs, our hips, our feet. We may also have issues like I did, autoimmune disorder, specifically multiple sclerosis, because I was working too much, not having enough playtime. So lots of health issues can be due to not fully living your passions and purpose. So let's dive in first to fully living our passions. So when I say passions, these are what some of you might call hobbies. Things that light you up, things that you do for pleasure, for fun, things that bring you joy. Now, many of us lack in this area, and there's two really pieces to this area and that we might lack in. So one of them is even knowing. So first, even acknowledging and knowing what are your passions. And that might sound silly, but most of my clients, and I fell in this boat too, didn't even know what I really enjoyed. Or maybe I did, but I wasn't actually doing it. So many of us as children stuffed what we really loved to do because maybe our mom or our dad didn't approve of it. Maybe we did something that we loved and we didn't do it perfect and were made fun of, so we stopped doing it even though we loved it. Maybe we got teased at school for something we did that we loved to do. And so again, we shut it down or we turned it off. So I would say one of the biggest blocks to fully living our passions is that perfection, like not good enough, fear of making a mistake, and also that people pleasing. And then also the third one, that pretending to be superhuman. And this goes into the second part of passions. Many of us know what we love to do, but we're not taking the time to do them because we are in our full-on superhuman pattern, which is go, 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 do, work, work, work. You can't play or do something fun till all the work is done, work or chores, right? So take a minute or two, and I just want to get you guys started on this. Consider this a mini lesson. Go ahead and just take note. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I fully know what my passions are, and 1 being I have no clue. So this is something I pull forward from my OT days because we rate it and then we come back later and rate it again. So we're rating where we are right now with knowing what our passions are on a scale of 1 to 10 with compassion and curiosity, because we can't change something that we're not aware of or that we beat ourselves up for. So just take a moment, scale of 1 to 10, whatever number pops in your head first. Do you know what your passions are? And then number 2, rating on a scale of 1 to 10, are you making time for them? Enough time? Maybe you make time like once a week, when really we need to be making time every single day to do something that is fun, something that is considered playtime. So again, rate on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I am not making nearly enough time, like none at all, and 10 being I am totally making enough time to live my passions, the things I love to do, the things that light me up. All right. So, and then at the end of this video, I'll give you some tools for both passions and purpose. So let's move into purpose. So when I talk about your purpose, your life's purpose, it's not just related to your career, though for many of us, it is related to our career. And a lot of people say, well, I'm passionate about my career, my purpose. Awesome, but that can't be your only passion, okay? If I only worked all the time because I love coaching and teaching, I would burn out. Okay, so a lot of people use that sexy excuse, but I love to do it. I love my work. That's great, but it can't be the only thing you do for fun or for play. So your purpose, when you think about your purpose, it would be, I would say, the things that you naturally, who you naturally are and what you naturally do and like to do. You're actually good at it and you like to do it. Both of those are important when it comes to living your purpose. It's who you are no matter who you're with. So it's who you be when you're with your family, who you be when you're with your friends, who you be when you're coaching or teaching or doing your job, whatever it is. And some of you don't work, and that's fine. Or you might be a stay-at-home mom or dad. And so that is your work. Or maybe you volunteer. Whatever it might be, it doesn't matter what age you are, we're always living our purpose, which is who we are meant to be. So again, we want to look at as well, why wouldn't we be fully living our purpose? So a lot of us in childhood, we got criticized for maybe a part of us, that part of us that is our gift or our talent, who we truly are. But the people in our family maybe didn't appreciate that. So we turned it off. Maybe you got teased at school for being who you truly were. And so you hid that part of you. So a lot of us have either turned off or turned down that part of us that actually is part of our purpose. That part of us that makes us special, unique, why we're actually here on the planet. So, an example of that for myself is I got put down for asking a lot of questions growing up, and for also pointing out what I would call truths. So people didn't like, in my family, a lot of people didn't like me asking questions, and they didn't like me pointing out the truth because that triggered them. And so for a while, I turned it down. But then I realized when I got into adulthood that this is actually part of my purpose, part of my work. I do it with friends. I do it with my clients. It's just who I'm here to be. I can't live a lie. And so I'm a truth seeker. And not just ego truth, but spiritual truth, and really helping people find and be the truth of who they are. So a lot of us, again, have stuffed that, and it's going to be a process for many of us, like it was to me, to get back there, to really dive in and discover, who am I and why am I here? Because we were all put on the planet for a very specific, unique purpose. Okay, so some tools to help you more fully find, discover, and live your passions and purpose. Tool number one, I would say, is passions, for passions, and make a list. Like start a list in your journal or notebook or on your computer, a list of things that are fun, fulfilling, that light you up, make you smile, make you laugh, bring you joy. So on my list, some of those things are, I love to be in nature. Sitting, walking, running, hiking, I love nature. I love the woods. I love the ocean. I love the red rocks. I just love nature. And I love traveling. That's one of my passions. Going to new places. I love listening to live music. I love snorkeling. I love dancing and singing. So those are some of my passions that are on my list. So start a list, add to it as you wish. And then part 2 of Tool for Passions is carve out time daily, even if it's 15 minutes, to do something on your passions list, something for play and fun. And then you're also going to want to look at part 3 of passions is what holds you back from either knowing what they are or fully living them, making time for them. So there might be a fear of being criticized, or my partner doesn't like to do this, so I can't do it. Maybe I won't do it good enough. Sexy excuse, I don't have enough time. I've got to get all the work done first. When the truth is, if you take time every day to live your passions and play more, you're actually going to probably open up the creative flow and open up money flow and everything else, opportunities with your work. So those are some things to get started with your passions. Now, when we talk about, let's go to purpose, some tools for purpose to start with. And again, I would grab a notebook or a journal and start a list. 2 lists for this one. 1, what are you good at? And then 2, what do you love to do? And then see where those meet or interject. And again, these may be, you may be doing this more in your career. Maybe you're in a job that isn't really fulfilling you. So doing this might help you see, oh, this might be, I need to move into this more, this area. Or maybe I just need a different job that, has more of, being able to do this other thing that I'm really good at and love to do. So making those lists, and then also looking at what are those fears and blocks, beliefs that could keep me from fully living my purpose. Maybe I was criticized, right? So maybe I was criticized for doing this thing that I know that I'm really good at, and I need to move through that fear of being criticized. Maybe it is I don't have the money to, maybe it's the money to switch jobs or to go study something. A lot of my clients feel called to do the therapeutic meditation process teacher certification after they've gone through the program because it has really helped them. But they might have a block that says, oh, I won't be good enough at doing it, or I don't have the money to do it. So really looking at, I call them sexy excuses, right? But really they're fears from childhood, fears and limiting beliefs that were put on us in our childhood because of either things that we were criticized for or things we heard our parents. Maybe you heard your parents say, I can't do what I love and make money at it, right? So taking a little bit of time to look at. And I just realized we did not rate this area of purpose. So if you also want to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel like you're fully being and living your purpose on the planet? 10 being full out, 1 being hardly at all. So you might also want to rate that with compassion and curiosity. So when you come back to this, you can see even if there's been a tiny bit of progress. And then what you can do, now that you've discovered those fears and limiting beliefs as well, one of the tools that I teach my clients is using that therapeutic meditation practices. And then I also have some new processes as well that I started over the past year. So it is important that first we do discover those fears and those limiting beliefs because we can't change anything we're not aware of. And in this case, it's what has been holding you back from fully living your passions and purpose, who you be on the planet. And so once we discover what those fears and limiting beliefs are, many of them related to those 3 Ps, perfection, people-pleasing, pretending to be superhuman, then what we want to do is learn tools to shift those limiting beliefs and fears, to heal those childhood wounds or traumas that caused us to have those fears and limiting beliefs. So all of you in my free community have a sample guided therapeutic meditation practice. And if you are not part of my free email community, you can find the link to receive that, to sign up and receive that below, so you can start using the guided therapeutic meditation practice, powerful tool. And those of you who are joining me for either the Passion and Purpose Key program this month, or are part of my Vibrant Body and Abundant Life Journey All 10 Key program, you will get specific guided practices and new processes to help shift those limiting fears, beliefs, and 3P patterns that hold us back from living our passions and purpose. So you can find the information for those programs below if you'd like to go deeper and receive more support from me. All right, you guys, have fun getting started with these tips and tools to fully live your passions and purpose. Have an awesome January. And as always, if you know somebody else that could benefit from this message, feel free to forward it to them. And I look forward to hearing comments from you on how this is shifting for you this month, whether it be via email, tanya@tanyapenny.com, or below this video. And that's what I got for you this month. All right. And I'll see you in February, where we'll be diving into your money flow, another big one for a lot of us. All right. Bye.